Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Let's Slice Data with Saurabh. So as I've already told you in the last video that we are 400 plus family now, and I'm feeling great that the people are coming back to me. They're asking me for help that how can they start their data journey, what all things they have to cover in that, and I am very happy to help them. I am telling them that okay, you have to learn MS Excel, you have to learn Python, you have to understand the data quality concepts. And today I am going to cover one more topic on data, that is data governance. Trust me, wherever you go for a job and you are applying for any job, they will ask you first thing that okay, have you ever worked in a data governance team, or do you know what data governance is all about? Because data governance is an important topic. The client is not interested in all these things that okay, how are you doing it. He's more interested in the insights, he is more interested in the process, he is more interested in the governance body. So all the things I'm going to cover in this lecture, that okay, what is data governance, how we are doing it, what are the basic steps out of that, and what is the advantage of this particular thing. So please be with me till the end, and I will share you with all these things that, okay, what is data governance, how you are going to do that, and everything today about data governance. So as you know that today I have reached around 400 plus subscribers are there in my channel, and I'm very happy. People are coming back to me and they're asking that, okay, they have some knowledge in SAP, in SQL, and how they want to collaborate with me that, okay, let's do something together and we will create some videos for the people who are especially in the college, like the students and all. And then the second thing, the people who have joined the IT industry recently. So data governance is a small topic, but very important topic, guys. So please be aware about this. If you do not know data governance, you are not going to be successful in a data field. So what is data governance? I'm going to cover everything one by one, very minutely in all these steps. Please have a look here. So data governance is nothing but it is a process basically for ensuring that data is managed effectively throughout its life cycle. So data should be managed. Otherwise, everything is data. If I write Ram going home, that is data. But if I am not saying that, okay, Ram is starting from A point and reaching to that B point, it will not make any sense. So data will be complete, valid, consistent. It has some standards, some policies, procedures to ensure that, okay, data is quality data. Quality, the client is only looking for the quality data. Whenever you are talking to the client, always make sure that you have the backup of that particular data. Whatever you are saying, that is only a fact. If you do not have a backup of that particular data, client is not going to trust you. He will see your dashboard and he will ask 10 questions that, okay, why this is there, why it is not there. You have to justify each and everything. So quality, integrity, security, policies, procedures, standards, everything will come in this data governance. And I know many people are thinking that what is data life cycle. Maybe they do not know that what is data life cycle. So I've tried to cover that life cycle also in this particular lecture. So first is that, what is data life cycle? What is the life cycle of a human being? They will take birth and they will die. Between them, whatever is happening, it is the life cycle. Simple for data also. For creation. So let's say, first of all, they have to create the data collection, data entry, data generation. All these things will come in the creation part. Then the storage. When you create data, when you collect data, when you put some entry, you have to store it somewhere, right? The storage and the backup. So let's say your storage will get failed, it get corrupted. So you must have a backup of that particular data. So that is the second part of the data lifecycle. Third thing is the processing. Now it will come that, okay, where the data analyst, all people are working basically. What is the processing means? You have to do the cleanup of the data. You have to transform the data, integration of the data, like data is coming from various sources. You have to integrate that. You have to merge that. And then you have to do the analysis on that particular data. So that is called data processing. Then the usage. When you do all these things that, okay, you have collected a lot of data, you have done the storage, you have done the processing, then what is the usage of that data? You have to use that particular data for the decision making. For example, let's say you have to purchase a car, you have collected a lot of data, but then you have to analyze it that, okay, what is my budget, what we have to do, what are the features I want in a car, whether I need the safety ratings or not. So all these things will come into a picture. That's why the companies are gaining now, who are having 5-star ratings. People are moving into that direction instead of mileage. So analysis of data is also very important. And then you can usage of that data in a decision making, reporting, application development, whatever. But first you need a data, store a data, process the data, then you can use that particular data. Then you can archive and retention. So in the cloud, if you know about MS Azure cloud, there are cold storage and the hot storage. So cold storage, I think you all know, you can go through some YouTube videos of my previous videos and you can understand that. So you have to keep that data for a certain period of time. Let's say you are getting a daily report of a particular location, that, okay, in this location, how many wells are there? What are the oil producing wells are there? What is the oil per day? How many barrels of oil is getting produced, or gas is getting produced? Every day you are getting a report. But let's say if I say that, okay, keep that report in a storage, and your storage is getting full, and you have to be paid for that. You have to be charged for that, basically, right? You have to pay some money for that. So, and for that, you have to understand that, okay, till what time we can keep that particular data. Otherwise, at one point of time, it will get filled and you have to pay a lot of money, which is not of usage. Let's say daily reports are only for one day. So you have to archive them, or you want to retain them. Then the data disposal is also very important. So these are the 6 steps. Disposal means you have to delete that particular data. You don't want that data. Like you are doing it in your Gmail. So you're looking that, okay, what are the emails which I need, like your offer letters, your important emails. You want to retain them, like Form 16 and all. But there are few emails which you just want to delete them because you don't want to fill your storage. So you can understand this data life cycle from this particular slide. Then we are moving on to the key components of data governance. So when we talk about data governance, so what are the key components of data governance? What is data governance all about? You have to understand few aspects. The first one is data quality. So accuracy, that data is correct and free from error. Let's say my age or my date of birth is there for like 7/7/1982. If it is not accurately given, my age will be calculated wrong. If I go to any hospital and I say that, okay, I'm this many years old, my age is not correct, they will give me any kind of injection, I will get sick and all these things. Completeness, accurate, very important, that the accuracy of the data. Completeness is also very important, that, okay, your data should be complete. Let's say there are 5 columns and they want everything, that, okay, what is your blood group? What is your date of birth? Where do you reside? What is your income? Income is very important, guys. That column should be complete. Otherwise, they will not give you treatment. So completeness is the second aspect of the data. Timeliness. Data is up to date and available when needed. Okay, I have data. That data is updated like 20 years back. Until that time, from that time, I have not updated that data, and that data is very old. So do you think that I can use that data? No, you have to make sure that data is up to date, because maybe there are so many changes in the world. There are so many things have been changed from that time to today, like my weight, it has increased a lot. So you have to make sure that, okay, data is timeliness is very important. Data should be up to date. Consistency, data is consistent. Data should be consistent across different data sources. For example, I will tell you, let's say your date of birth is there and you have 3 documents. One is PAN card, one is passport, and the third one is Aadhaar card. And in all 3, if the date is not consistent, you will not get visa of US, you will not get visa of Australia. There will be a lot of trouble. I'm telling you, my friends are facing that, okay, my date of birth, here is something, and I'm facing trouble. My name is not consistent. In somewhere it is written as Saurabh Kumar Shukla, and some it is written as Saurabh Shukla, somewhere it is written only Saurabh Kumar. Then I'm facing trouble that, okay, they have to understand that, okay, you are the same person. So consistency is also a very important part. Validity, data adheres to defined rules and format. So rules are very important. Validity is very important. Like if the data is not valid, let's say my date of birth is filled there, 1/1/1900. So data is complete, right? That the column is filled, but whether it is valid or not, that you have to check, because I cannot be born in 1/1/1900. In the case of oil wells, this is happening a lot. Let's say spud date, completion date, and permit date. So first, what will happen? First, you have to take the permit of the well. Then you have to go for the drilling of the well, drilling date, and then the completion of the well. So spud date means what? When the drill bit touches the ground first time, that is the spud date. Permit first, then you can spud, and then you can complete the well. So 3 dates should be in order. Otherwise, your data is not valid. Your data is not consistent. Your data is not unique. Your data is not accurate. So all these things have to be there in the data quality. That is the important aspect of data governance. You have to give this metrics when you're talking in a governance call. Second is data security. Data security is also a very important topic, guys. Confidentiality. Pardon me for my English. Data is protected from unauthorized access. Everyone can come and they can access your bank account. Is it possible? No, right? So you have to make sure that data is confidential. Everybody cannot check that. Let's say I am working in particular oil field, or let's say for Gulf of Mexico or mid-continent Alaska or any other field I am working there. I should be accessible to that data only. I cannot see the entire world data. I have to be given some rules that, okay, this data is very confidential, client data, you cannot give it to someone else, and you can access only this amount of data. That's it. Because otherwise you can access all the data and you can be a problem for a company. Integrity. Data is protected from unauthorized modification. I am the owner of the data. Okay. I am going there into the system every day. If I am going to do the modification there every day, then what will happen? Do you think that it will be a common practice, or the people are very happy with that if you do the modification every day there? No. Your unauthorized modification should be restricted. I am telling you, you cannot modify your data as per your need. It should be according to the policies. That, okay, this policy says that, okay, you can update this particular data, so you have to update only that particular data. You should not touch the other one. Data is accessible when needed. That is the best part, guys, because in this world of data right now, you need an app for everything. For example, ICICI Bank app or any bank app for Yono Bank. There are so many banks, SBI and all. Availability is very important. Earlier, you think about it. Let's say, think about like 10, 15 years back, when your parents have to withdraw some money. They have to go to the bank. They have to do that process and everything. Now, what is happening? With the internet banking from your mobile app, you can do it anytime with safe, secure, and the availability of those funds will be immediately. You can scan the data and, scan the app, Google Pay, Phone Pay, and all these things are there now, right? So the availability has increased a lot. Like this YouTube video channel I have created for you so that you can go through this and learn various aspects of the data. So the availability is, it is in your hand. You can just go browse my channel and see my video and learn something. Next one is data privacy. Privacy is also very important. GDPR, that is General Data Protection Regulation Act, adherence to data privacy regulation. Like if you worked for any oil and gas company, there are so many NDAs are there, non-disclosure agreement. You cannot take the name of your client everywhere. You cannot do that. It's a general data protection regulation. You cannot post it on the LinkedIn that, okay, I'm working for this particular client, because there are so many NDAs have been signed between the supporting company, the tech company, and the oil and gas company. For example, I'm telling. So you have to be very careful there. Consent, obtaining appropriate consent for data subject. Okay, so consent is also very important. You got it right, that who is the owner of that particular flow, you have to take the consent from them. Data minimization, collecting only necessary data. Like, let's say I am collecting data from my team members. I can ask that, okay, what is your month of birth and date of birth? That's it. I don't want year, because it is not needed for creating any ID or something like that. It is not needed. So whatever is needed, only collect that much of data. You don't have to collect everything there. Then the data retention and deletion. So retention policies, how long you should be retained, how long this data should be retained, or the deletion process, ensuring secure and compliant data deletion. That is also important. Let's say some person is working in your project and he's moving out. You have to make sure that whatever the data is there in his system, that should be deleted, because that is client data. It cannot go out like this. So that is your policy. Being a manager, you have to take care of all these things, and these all things will cover in the data governance. So whenever you're going to talk to client, make sure that you can talk about data quality, data security, data privacy, data retention and data deletion, and the data lineage. So this is the new term which I learned in my recent project, data lineage. So data lineage is what? It is tracking, understanding the origin, transformation, and usage of the data. The main word is the origin, that, okay, from where the data is coming and what are the transformation happened on that particular data. And auditability means providing a record of data activities, whether it is in the transformation, like extraction, transformation, and then loading. In these three steps, whatever the data activity happened, the auditability means there should be some audit there, that, okay, why are you transforming this particular data? What was the previous format of the data and what is the current format of the data? You have to make sure that everything is covered into that. That is the data lineage. So please learn about it. That is also a term in data governance. So what all we have learned till now: data governance, data quality, data security, data privacy, data retention and deletion, and data lineage. And before that, we have learned about the data lifecycle: creation, storage, processing, usage, archive and retention, and data disposal. These are the 6 steps of data lifecycle. So you all have to understand this, and then you have to understand the key components of data governance. Whenever you're going to give any presentation to the client, make sure that you have the backup of that particular thing. If you are saying that, okay, this has happened, they are going to ask you why it has happened. You have to give some proof. Do not go in front of client without having any proof. So that is going to help you. Next one is the benefit of data governance. If you follow all this process, what are the benefits? Number one, improved decision making. If your data is quality data, it is following all the guidelines, policies, data lineage is there, that in each step from origin to transformation to loading, what happened there, that is high quality data. So if the user is having a high quality data, then they can take better decisions. Let's say if you have to purchase a car, as I give you example, so you have to understand that, okay, what kind of budget you have, what are the requirements you are going to have, what kind of safety features you are looking into a car. Do you know driving or not? Whether do you want a manual car or automatic car? So there are so many data points, and if you have everything and in the proper manner, then you can take a better decision. You can go for a better car purchase. I am giving you only example of car purchase. And let's say in oil well, if you have a great data with you, you can go and drill the wildcat well there. For example, in any field, if you have great geological data, geophysical data, survey data, and then you have some wildcat wells there, and then you can go for, drilling your wells and marking that, okay, in which field, how many wells we have to do. All these things are depending upon data. In the banking sector, in the oil and gas sector, in the any sector, if you take, even in your society also, means there are so many things which are happening. So you have to make sure that you have a data, then only you can take up better decisions. Number two, enhance operational efficiency, streamline data process, reduce cost and error. This is very important. Let's say in my company, I have given a particular license of Power BI to 500 people. And in 500 people, 200 people have already left the organization, but my license is there and Microsoft is charging me for that particular license. If I have the proper report that, okay, currently in 500, only 300 people are using that particular thing, I can remove those 200 license and I can save a lot of cost from there. This is just an example. Next one is increased customer satisfaction. That is also important. Like accurate and timely data leads to a better customer experience. So for example, let's say you have withdrawn some money from a bank, immediately you get a message. So when you get a timely data is helping you to take better decisions, and it will help you for customer satisfaction as well. For example, Zomato, all these apps which they have developed, they are giving you timely data that you can track it, that the person is at the shop, the person has left the shop, now he's on the way, now he has reached to my society, now he's coming inside the room. And then there is an app also that it can tell you that, okay, the person is standing outside in the building, so you can give him approval so that he can come. Timely data will help you for the customer satisfaction. When there is a delay, I remember like my friends were ordering for pizza, and if it gets delayed, he is giving us free pizza. And that was the best time when I was there in Chennai. Next one is reduced risk. Effective data governance mitigate risk related to the data breaches and regulatory non-compliance. So I told you that who can access that data? These kind of policies should be there. Who can modify that data? We have to take the permission that, okay, only this person, you have to take the consent from the data owner, then only you can modify that particular data, because the data owner knows that, okay, this particular data is meant for this particular thing. If you change the data, it is not going to help. It will create a problem. So reduce risk. Then enhanced regulatory compliance, adherence to data privacy and security regulations. So as soon as you follow the regulatory compliance. So regulatory compliance are what? Government compliance. Government is giving lot of, regulatory means the body which is having some power. For example, RERA. RERA has a lot of power here in NCR region. They know that, okay, these are the guidelines which the builders have to follow. And then only they can help the buyers like us, because there are policies, there are guidelines, and this data governance is definitely a great work. Unless you have this structure, you are not going to get help from that from that particular project. So please make sure that you also start doing data governance in your project. So what all you have to see, what is the life cycle of your data, then what are the key components of the data, like data quality, data security, data privacy, retention, deletion, and data lineage. So if you follow all these 5 aspects of the data, then you are basically in a data for governance framework. Create slides for that, give it to the clients, and make sure that the clients are going to help you. So this is the very important thing, guys. Keep watching. I thank you very much for, first of all, watching this video till end. And I hope you have learned something. If you have, please share it with your friends and make sure they also learn. So in this way, thank you very much for your time. Take very good care of yourself. Bye for now.